Ethereum ETF passes TikTok decentralized. The total value locked of Ethereum Layer 2 network surges. The US Ethereum spot ETF is poised for launch. After Bitcoin bloomed at 70K and pulled back slightly, is the bull preparing to charge? The ETFs of two giants are already on the list. The US Ethereum spot ETF may pass in May. Accepting crypto donations reignites the war of words. Trump and Biden personally enter the fray. Favored by a Web3 tycoon, TikTok may marry Polkadot. The plan is to combine TikTok with Polkadot. TikTok may become a pioneer of decentralized revolution. The number of global Bitcoin ATMs decrease. Who should take the blame? US regulatory crackdown hits Bitcoin ATMs hard. Reimagine the world with cryptocurrencies. Master 24-hour wealth code that's gradually become wealthy together. Wednesday, May 22nd. So here is Bitcoin TV's channel. So how is the blockchain industry? I'm Zu. Let's first look at the 24-hour crypto headline sponsored by Deepcoin. According to data from L2B, the current total value locked TVL of Ethereum Layer 2 networks has risen to 44.98 billion, an increase of 19.49% in nearly a week. Among them, Arbitrum ranks first with an increase of 28.3% with a TVL of 18.52 billion. OP Mainnet ranks second with a TVL of 7 billion, an increase of 17.52%. Base ranks third with a TVL of 6 billion, an increase of 19%. Blast and Mantle rank 4th and 5th respectively. The increase in Ethereum L2 TVL indicates that more people are participating in the market, locking these assets to facilitate their participation in various financial activities on the platforms. With the approval time for the US Ethereum spot ETF getting closer and closer, most users seem to be in a state of readiness waiting for the bull market after US Ethereum spot ETF is passed. As the main volume of Bitcoin spot ETFs continue to increase, Bitcoin reserves on exchanges are clearly and continuously declining. In just 2 months, the reserve have dropped from 2.48 million Bitcoins to 2.3 million Bitcoins, and the holding ratio has also dropped from 12.6% to 11.7%. Since February of this year, Binance Bitcoin reserve have dropped from 690,000 to 640,000, a decrease of about 50,000 Bitcoins. Bitcoin base has reduced its reserves by about 140,000 Bitcoins, currently holding 270,000. The decrease in exchange reserves is relatively bullish. First, the market has expanded and the Bitcoin spot ETFs have attracted external funds to grow the pie. Second, some tokens have been bought and hoarded by investors, which undoubtedly reduced the selling pressure in the market. In the past 7 days, US Bitcoin spot ETFs have accumulated a net increase of 22,511 Bitcoin, equivalent to 50 days of supply, with net inflows for 7 consecutive days. Additionally, since the Hong Kong spot ETF was listed and traded on April 30th, the total net asset value of Hong Kong's Bitcoin spot ETF has reached 246 billion. After maintaining net outflows for 2 consecutive weeks, Hong Kong's Bitcoin spot ETF has seen a slight net inflows in the past week. On May 20th, there was a net inflow of 6.6125 million. However, given the small trading volume and fund size of the Hong Kong spot ETF, most investors would choose to invest in the US Bitcoin spot ETF if given the choice. Hong Kong spot ETF mainly serves local Hong Kong investors, or it may have the opportunity to connect with the mainland Chinese investors under regulatory premises, which could potentially open up a whole new fund exposure. If there's a real hot topic lately, it has to be Ethereum, which has been dormant and ignored for a long time. Now, even the founder of the bankrupt investor firm, Three Arrow Capital, Zhu Su, has posted on social media platforms stating that he's bullish on Ethereum regardless of whether its spot ETF is approved or not. As Ethereum's price surges, Zhu Su predicted today that if the Ethereum spot ETF is approved, Ethereum will rise to a new high of $5,400 and Bitcoin will also reach a new high of $80,000. The market's expectation that the US SEC will approve the Ethereum spot ETF has driven Ethereum's surge after Bloomberg ETF analysts raised the approval odds from the previous 25% to 75%. Another indicator is now pointing directly to the Ethereum spot ETF.
DTCC is the world's largest financial transaction back-end services institution specializing in custody, clearing, and settlement operations for nearly all financial products and tools in the United States. All services are registered and managed by the US SEC. Recently, SEC officials requested NASDAQ, the Chicago Options Exchange, and the New York Stock Exchange to modify the application documents for Ethereum spot ETFs. Meanwhile, following in the footsteps of the asset management giant Franklin, the spot Ethereum ETF ETHV launched by asset management group VanEck has been officially included in DTCC's latest active and pre-issuance list.
Previously, a DTCC spokesperson stated that being listed was part of the preparation for launching a new ETF product following standard procedures, and emphasized that this did not mean the ETF had received any form of regulatory approval or passed any other review process. However, shortly after that, the SEC officially approved it. Will history repeat itself? The market is eagerly anticipating this. The SEC's proactive action has further fueled this frenzy, asking major exchanges to modify Ethereum ETF filings is being interpreted by the market as a signal that the SEC may be about to approve the Ethereum spot ETF, further boosting investor confidence. Although we mentioned yesterday that the SEC may approve the 19B4 exchange rule change while the S1 registration statement may not be approved so quickly, but seeing the SEC taking action has already greatly encouraged investor confidence. Unlike the traditional fall debates between the Democrats and the Republican parties in previous U.S. elections, this year the main presidential candidates from both parties have personally entered the fray and demanded 2 early in-person debates. On the 15th, Biden challenged Trump to a showdown on social media, saying he had won both presidential candidate debates against Trump 4 years ago, after which Trump had not participated in any debates. Trump quickly responded via social media, mocking Biden as the worst debater he had ever met, unable to string 2 sentences together. He taunted Biden, "Let's get ready to rumble."
I just want to debate this guy, but and I'm going to demand a drug test too, by the way. I am. No, I really am. He is so full this guy. Terrible.
In a bid to garner more voters, Trump has come up with a new strategy. Trump's campaign team, through its official fundraising website, allows all donors who comply with federal government regulations to use the Coinbase Commerce platform to donate using various mainstream cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the stablecoin USDC, Ripple, and Dogecoin. Trump claims to reduce regulation and advocate for financial technology innovation, and MAGA supporters will establish a cryptocurrency army to push the campaign to victory on November 5th.
This move puts Trump at odds with Democratic figures like Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren on the issue of cryptocurrencies. Democrats like Warren have always been outspoken in criticizing cryptocurrencies and have been pushing to shut down the crypto industry. However, Trump's move serves 2 purposes. On one hand, it opens up a new potential source of funding for Trump's campaign activities. Although Trump surpassed Biden's team in fundraising activities in April, Trump still has less cash on hand than Biden. These cryptocurrency donations will be reported as in-kind donations, similar to stock donations. Then the campaign team can decide whether to liquidate these cryptocurrencies or continue holding them. On the other hand, accepting cryptocurrency donations can also attract more crypto enthusiasts to Trump. In the fierce competition of social media, TikTok, the international version of Douyin, has repeatedly risen with its unique short video format and become a darling of young people globally. TikTok has over 170 million users in the US and is hugely popular among young users. However, the US has viewed TikTok as a thorn in the side for quite some time, and this issue has escalated to the level of either sell or be banned. In April of this year, the US Senate quickly passed the Foreign Aid Budget Amendment with a 79-18 vote. This bill passed the US House of Representatives with an overwhelming majority on April 20th, indicating a provision that would force ByteDance to divest TikTok or face an indefinite ban. With formidable opponents, now can TikTok establish itself in the U.S.?
According to CryptoSlate, American billionaire, founder of the nonprofit organization Project Liberty, and former owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers Frank McCourt is leading a consortium seeking to acquire TikTok. They intend to decentralize TikTok using Project Liberty's decentralized social networking protocol. Frank McCourt states that decentralization will empower users with control and value, as well as the power to participate in the future development of the Internet. This acquisition is seen as a rare opportunity that could catalyze alternative choices to the current Internet technology model.
The next few months will be a critical window for the tug of war between TikTok and the US Senate, but TikTok has little room for maneuver. Putting more effective shackles on TikTok has become a consensus in US politics. If no disruptive situation arises, TikTok can only strive for as many benefits as possible. Under this consensus, one option for TikTok is to completely abandon the US market and instead consolidate its presence in Europe, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Middle East, and other markets. Unlike consumer electronics and new energy vehicles and fast-moving consumer goods, as an entertainment product, TikTok has almost no chance of making a comeback from lower-end markets to high-end markets. Missing out on the US market, which is the high ground, TikTok may lose its global influence in the entertainment sector. Perhaps being acquired is indeed a good option. In 2013, Bitcoin ATM manufacturer Robocoin installed the world's first public Bitcoin ATM in Vancouver, Canada. On its first day of operation, the Bitcoin ATM welcomed 81 users with a total transaction volume of $10,000. In the first week, it completed 348 transactions with a transaction amount of $100,000. For a time, Bitcoin ATMs began to gain popularity. Over the past nearly 10 years, the number of crypto ATMs has continued to increase, exceeding 39,000 units worldwide as of early August 2022. During this process, the global center of crypto ATMs shifted from Canada to the United States. However, regulation and risk soon followed.
In 2023, the United States and Canada accounted for 91.4% of the total number of Bitcoin ATMs worldwide, with the U.S. having 31,089 machines, representing 82.6%, and Canada having only 2,909 machines, accounting for 7.7%. Australia has the third largest active Bitcoin ATM network with 1,041 machines, accounting for 2.8%. In May 2024, the U.S. market saw 302 Bitcoin ATMs go offline, while Canada had 28 machines taken offline. Analysts point out that U.S. law enforcement agencies have recently intensified their efforts to track down and shut down Bitcoin ATMs involved in ransomware and fraud.
So there's really three different buckets I like to break it into. The first one being that cash economy bucket made up of people who just prefer to use cash. Sometimes they use it for certain transactions. Sometimes they use a card for others. But also, most importantly, people who are underbanked and unbanked, which is close to a quarter of the U.S. population. Actually, a lot of people don't realize that.
The US-based Bitcoin Depot company has unexpectedly performed well. As the largest ATM operator in the US, Bitcoin Depot achieved a stable revenue in 2024, with its income seemingly unrelated to the price of Bitcoin. At the same time, Australia, as the third largest active Bitcoin ATM network globally, does not seem to have been significantly affected. Australia's 1,041 Bitcoin ATMs still steadily occupy a market share.
The official X account of Rho Markets, a liquidity layer within the Scroll ecosystem, has been attacked and suspicious links have been posted. Users are advised to stay vigilant and beware of risks. Degen has announced on the X platform that they are currently devising a plan to compensate wallet addresses that lost funds due to the Degen chain outage. More detailed information will be released soon. Data indicates that Suisse TVL has surpassed $1 billion, setting a new record high at 1.011 billion. The total open interest of ETH futures contracts across all platforms is 4.0728 million Ethereum, equivalent to approximately $15.434 billion, with a 24-hour increase of 4.40%. Among these, Binance ETH contract open interest stands at 1.5745 million Ethereum, ranking first with a 24-hour increase of 7.97%. According to market data, PEEP briefly surpassed $0.000014 this morning, reaching $0.00000138 as of 8 a.m. today, with a 24-hour increase of 22.58%, setting a new historical high.
It turns out that there's no such thing as a standard answer for everything. Some pass away at 20 while others are still going strong at 90. Some live and in an instant while others lie in bed forever a decade before passing away. Highly educated people deliver food while those without education end up becoming successful. Beautiful women remain single in their 30s and 40s while those less attractive ones marry and have children early. Some talented people rarely see their parents due to work while ordinary homebodies can indulge in family happiness. Smokers and drinkers live long lives while some hard workers die young. Although so-called rules and frameworks are just what you impose on ourselves, if you accept them, they have meaning. If you don't, they're meaningless. So there's no standard answer for right or wrong. Your heart is the only standard. Alright, that covers the main content of today's program. If you find a value in our channel, feel free to share and follow us. You can also become a member by clicking the top right corner to see our membership benefits. Our channel focuses on curating valuable news in the crypto, blockchain, and mining industry. From Monday to Friday, we have news updates, and on Saturday and Sundays, we have in-depth special reports. You can access our wealth codes from Monday to Friday, as well as articles by our special